Thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Bell, and this is To the Point. We're taking the time to go more in depth and diving deeper into issues that are affecting the lives of Northern Californians. And tonight's main point, Kiely Rodni's disappearance. National media and Truckee today covering the teen's disappearance more than 2 weeks ago. Today, the Nevada County Sheriff says that a body recently found is likely the missing teen. A specialty search and recovery team, Adventures with Purpose, announced yesterday that they found a body during a search of Prosser Creek Reservoir. You can see it right here on this map. Now, the discovery is concerning to the Nevada County community. So we are going live to Truckee in just a minute, but first, here's what's happened in the case so far. The search for Kiely Rodni began a little more than 2 weeks ago. On Friday, August 5th, the 16-year-old from Truckee attended a large high school party at the Prosser family campground. The next day, the Placer County Sheriff's Office shared a Facebook post about the missing teen. And by August 8th, several local agencies were searching for Rodni. And on August 9th, a surveillance video from a Truckee business was released, and it showed Rodni before she went missing. Days had passed, and detectives from local, state, and federal agencies continued to follow hundreds of tips and conduct interviews. 10 days after Rodni's disappearance on August 15th, the group Adventures with Purpose announced that they would help with the search. Shortly after arriving in California on August 21st, the group said that they had found Rodni with her car in 14 feet of water in the Prosser Creek Reservoir. It's not far from the campground where the high school party was held. So, what's next? Tomorrow, the Placer County Sheriff's Office said an autopsy is scheduled and a toxicology report would take likely 4 to 6 weeks. Our Roxanne Elias has been in Truckee all day hearing from the community and Rodni's family.
Alex, there are still so many questions out there right now. We are waiting on official confirmation that the body they found was in fact Kiely Rodni, but authorities say it is very likely. Right now, talking to the community here in Truckee, it is not the outcome that anyone wanted here. Now, a lot of those people and community members say they stand behind Kiely Rodni's family as the investigation continues. That includes visitors from all around the area who did not even know Rodni. They're saddened after being hopeful the young girl would be found alive.
The kids that this child went to school with, and she probably has friends that she's known since elementary school. It's a loss to everybody. It's very, very sad.
The Rodni family responding today with this statement, saying in part, while we accept this sadness cast under death's shadow, the rising sun shines light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss, but to celebrate Kiely's spirit and the gift that we all received in knowing her. Kiely will surely remain with us, even though we will not get her back. We have that full statement on our website. Now, back out here live, we saw several posters of those that were asking for the missing girl to be found. Some of those are being taken down now as we wait for an autopsy to happen tomorrow. Alex.
It's absolutely devastating, Roxanne. Thank you so much. To get more context on tonight's main point, I want to go ahead and bring in Zach Corbo. He's the vice president of the volunteer group Sacramento Drowning Accident Rescue Team, also known as DART. Zach, thank you so much for being here. Are dive searches hard for law enforcement to handle?
Frequently the Marine Enforcement Division or a Marine unit of your local law enforcement agency is an ancillary or extra duty. And even if it's a full-time role, it's frequently paired with other things. So it can be hard for law enforcement agencies to really put in the time to train and refresh on these skills.
And the manpower. You said also the manpower too. There's not that many people that are assigned to this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's sometimes a very small team within your larger sheriff's office. Even some really large sheriff's offices only have maybe 4 deputies or officers assigned to the Marine unit. And that means they don't have that much time to really train and become proficient and practice in these skills.
And at what point does law enforcement just turn things over to a dive team? What needs to happen?
So there's really no hard and fast rule as to when law enforcement will move off a scene. Our recommendation to any law enforcement or public safety agency is bring in the tools that you think you may need as early into the investigation as possible. I think it's best practice to, if you think you're looking for something underwater, even potentially, have a dive team on standby. That's certainly something our organization would recommend.
And how do dive teams get involved in searches like this one, for example? Is it the family that's reaching out, the community, law enforcement? How does that all really work?
It really can be all of the above. We've received requests directly from public safety agencies, from community members, and we will come to a scene. We will investigate whether it's something we can actually assist with. We'll coordinate with local law enforcement as well.
And from what you know, was this search overly complicated for this specific area?
Some of the things that we're really concerned about when we're searching in an area is the current and the depth of the water, along with the clarity. You know, in these high mountain lakes, it's often not very opaque. Like usually you can see pretty well. The clarity is usually very good. There's often not that much current. Usually you're just concerned about the temperature. Unlike the areas that we're used to in this Sacramento region where we see a lot of current, it's definitely black water diving. They may have been complicated by the fact that it was a decently large area with not that many point last seen. That's really important. If they don't know where they're looking, it looks a lot more challenging.
All right, Zach, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.